Bitcoin investors, they are sort of, jumping in and they got all excited, but they have to realize if you want the really big gains, then you have to be prepared for the really big losses. So a lot of these newbie traders are experiencing the other side of that trade or other side of that ride, and they're not impressed. So it's pretty funny to watch actually and to see the comments. But I really think you have to remember in when was it 2020 Bitcoin rose from 5,000 to 64,000 in April 2021. Now, if you want to look back in history or any of the history books, I mean, I haven't seen an asset class do that before. So this is what we're experiencing. This is the ride. We're in an uncharted territory, and as severe as the recent sell-off is, yeah, I mean, it's not really even close to being the worst in Bitcoin's history over the last, well, ever. So you have to remember that, guys. And since 2012, Bitcoin has endured 14 sell-offs, and most of those have been, roughly 30%. Six or more have been about 50%, and three or more, like I said, I've been through one of the crypto sell-offs where it sort of went down 80 to 90%. So realistically, in terms of looking back, this crypto dip we're having right now, isn't really that bad comparative to all the rest. So a lot of people are calling it a crypto winter that's coming. I'm not sure about that, but it's quite possible, right? Because selling begets selling, and in October and November 2013, remember, we have to remember that Bitcoin rose tenfold and then it fell 87% through January 2016. I remember that. I remember it quite well. And there was a lot of people talking then. And, it didn't really recover from that high until about 2020. So we're talking about a lot of things here. And, I'm having a look at what people are doing. I'm having a look at what the smart money are doing, and we're sort of talking about that. We talked a lot about that. And the sad thing is, I mean, I'm not sure if it's sad, but looking at the action and the on-chain analysis that we have, I really do think that Bitcoin's probably going to head for a few more losses coming in the next couple of weeks or months. And right now is probably not a time to sell. Right now is just to sort of stick to your guns, do your due diligence, be productive. Don't be anti. Don't be hating. I think if Bitcoin does head down a lot more, there's a major level there at about 20,000. If it breaks that, well, then obviously things could get worse. But you have to remember that this is cycles, right? And each cycle's rally has been driven by a new group of buyers, and each sell-off has basically been driven by a whole different group of sellers. So, this is happening again. And the crackdown in China, I think, was a big one. Elon Musk tweeting, that's another big one. And so you really have to sit down by yourself and just think, well, are these major shifting events in crypto market and blockchain? And does that spell the end or the disaster of certain things in this world? So a lot of the Bitcoin funds continue to bleed, right? I was talking to two big hedge fund managers, and they both were saying different things. Both were skeptical. Both were, panicking a little bit. But you have to remember the institutional investors who tend to invest with all these vehicles that are the public listed funds. Um, they still are sort of churning and chomping at the bit, and you have to realize they have got in a lot later, right? And so if they've got in a lot later, they, they how would I say this? They're sort of working out what is the best action to take here as we go into the middle of the year. We are in the middle of the year, and I think the outflows right now is about 211 million. A lot of skid marks going around, and I think when we're talking about the wallets, the wallet to wallet transfers, it sort of tends to look For me, that sort of is not a negative sign because a lot of the major Bitcoin holders around the world, they are most of them anyway, are hodling at the moment because they see that Bitcoin. It's not about the prices going higher down the track. It's more about the rapid progression and the technology, and also the technology behind Bitcoin, which is blockchain. And they see that as a strong part of the future and room for growth. So I think a lot of people in the market still believe that institutional money might come back at a later point. They're still trying to work that out. And there are exchanges coming on board. Binance and also FTC are, there's still a lot of business around those. And I think institutional investors are still a little bit skeptical, but they're still showing up, and that's my point of the podcast today. I think overall, where the crypto market is heading isn't that important, and that's also the point today. It's also about where blockchain is in terms of the timeline, and is there more room for improvement down the track? And the answer to that is a resounding yes. So I'm just being a voice of reason today, and for me personally, as you can tell, I'm not really panicked. I'm not out there pumping some scheme. I'm not out there pumping some negativity. I think the best thing to do if you're in a position like myself is to, remain calm and not to go out there and, be upset and emotional and just start blurting out on every social media platform you have that crypto's a scam, it's crap, oh, it's all a scam, it's not going to make you rich. I mean, these are the things that is being touted right now, but I think it's just because of the emotional overtones and everything in between. So that's my message today. I want to thank you guys for listening. It's a very interesting time. It's a very historical time, not only in the political world, but in the financial world and also with crypto, obviously. There's going to be a lot of big events coming, which is what we've been talking about over on the newsletter. So if you want to join that newsletter, I'll leave the link below. You can join, have a read. We've been doing a lot of many good updates recently, a lot of predictive linguistics, and it's just been really crazy because we've had many members do really well, but I feel that over the last year or two, we've really been knuckling down. My team has been really working hard, and we've been getting really crazy results. So the sad part is, no one can actually teach me what I'm doing. I have to sort of teach myself. I have had several mentors over the last couple of years, but we're sort of in a new ball game here, and this is what's going to happen. I really feel and think that in the blockchain world, there's going to be all these new and brand new industries that people are just going to jump into, and the negative part of that is people can't be taught. But I think that's kind of cool, right? We're sort of in this shifting paradigm where new things are going to open up, new opportunities are going to open up, new experiences are going to open up, and I'm quite excited. While other people might be negative, I always feel that it's always good to stay positive, keeping that positive frame set, and good things will happen. And I'm all about just spreading the truth. And I think what's happened with this COVID thing is a huge scam, and the keyword Nuremberg keeps popping up there. So I think a lot of these people that are, projecting the vaccines, a lot of these people that are projecting, oh, COVID's now turning into some other variant. I think these people are going to get their dues, and karma is coming. So I really feel that basically with the lockdowns, I was using that for myself. When the lockdowns came and I was knuckled down, well, less people were annoying me, and I used that time. Let's just say I used that time very, very wisely. I got to work, and I had a few secret projects that I was working on the side, and now those just were put on, the front of the queue. So the lockdowns actually worked for me, not against me, and that's really what it is about, right? It's adapting to your surroundings, adapting to your environment, and doing the best that you can. So I feel that this year, even though we are halfway through, guys, I really feel that I had a few beers today, and I just enjoyed some of the work we did. I reminisced on the last couple of years of what's been happening in blockchain and crypto with our business. That's just been just a huge blessing to my life, my family, and also people around me. So I want to thank you guys again. I'm going to wrap it up here. It's Sunday, and I'm just going to go relax because I think there's going to be a couple of big weeks coming here, and I don't mean in the crypto world. I just mean politically. A lot of these big events happening around the world, as you know, John McAfee and that sort of thing. And I really think that this is, well, I think in my own mind, this is sort of setting up the framework for some very, very big events, many dominoes to fall, as they say. So I'm going to leave it here today, guys. Thanks again for listening. Sorry if I rambled too much in 20 minutes here. And all I want to say is many blessings from our team here down under. And I hope you have a fantastic week ahead. If you feel free, please remember to like, share, and subscribe this podcast and share it around with your friends and family. And I'd be very much appreciative of that. And also, the link below to our VIP Chatterbot blockchain crypto newsletter is below. Feel free to jump in there. There's a lot of free content. There's a lot of stuff to lap up. And if you are into the whole crypto thing, I'm sure it will help you out. That's about it from me today, guys. Big salute. Signing off. Have a fantastic Sunday wherever you are, and I'll talk to you all very soon. Okay. Bye-bye.